You guys need to get right with Jesus. And welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I am Nick Boom Boom Cameron, the founder of this, whatever the hell it is. To my good friend, the Raging Cajun himself, who's always horny on Maine, Don Juan de la Nooch. And of course, the man who's always going to give us the spicy takes, the spicy hot takes, Kimchi Chakas. How we doing today, guys? Great, tremendous.
Hunky
Here's
dory, man.
you missed your window. Here's how we do this. We do the departments. Greeting, beer, vinyl, news, shirt, meat. Meat of the episode is Don throwing stuff at me that you can't even see. The Glacier Musical Beer of the Week is another Founders Immortal Bloom Imperial IPA. As much as I make fun of Don for getting stuck in his beers, this stuff's 8%. It's a 20-ounce can, and it only costs $2.50. Don.
All right, so I'm rocking a Blue Moon today. I had to go old school. There you go, right out of the bottle. How you like that?
I love a blue moon. Blue moon is great. That's not a
I
suggestion when you see a blue moon ad and it's a glass with a sliver of orange. Orange or lemon
uh
is the tasting note enhancer for that ale.
It's super good. It's super
It's
good.
a
Actually,
lager.
and when
Whatever.
I had, well, no, it's a Belgian style wheat ale.
It is not an ale.
It is
They
too.
call it an ale. You're whatever, bro.
Yeah, and the People's Republic of China calls themselves a democracy.
Look, ale.
Guess what I'm drinking? Liquid death.
A thirstier murder.
A murder your must.
We're running out of ways to say this.
The star of Mazzy Must. Anyway.
Oh,
Oh, you like that reference.
Oh,
Nick loves a Chili Peppers reference.
cheers,
Yabba dabba
fellas.
doo. Cheers.
Happy Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure Anthony Kiedis has said
Oh.
yabba dabba doo in more than one song.
I'm sure he has.
Shabba dabba doo.
And in more than one girl.
Oh. I do not want to get into Rockstar Sex Lives ever. Like, if you ever read Ace Frehley's book, No Regrets,
Horrible. Actually, it's a great book. Actually, it's a really
it
good
is not.
book,
It's a
but
terrible book. It's a
I thought it was
horrible,
really
horrible
good.
book. But the best part
Horrible
about it
story.
is the name of the book is No Regrets. And in the album he was touring behind, it has a song that has the line, "I've made mistakes, I've done some things I regret." Which is it, Ace? Which one is it, Ace? Anyway, I only got one this week. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. Got this at Planet Score Records, $26. $26. Now, if you look at the hype sticker, if you can read it, it is white and whiskey brown marbled vinyl. Okay? Now I'm going to show it to you. Remember, it's red, white, and whiskey brown. You remember those colors? Just nod if you remember those three colors.
let me
Okay.
see. Let me hear you say nod your head.
You were supposed to just nod and not talk, Don. Now, what color is this?
It's like
We've we've definitely discussed this before.
On the
Phil
chat. It was on the chat.
Phil Anselmo's come on abroad. That's not his wife yet.
oh,
This is, no, the correct response is good friends and a bottle of pills.
Hey,
hey,
Splatter.
oh.
But is it
Yeah.
brown?
I don't
No,
see
there's no
red.
brown.
I don't see any red or.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks
Or
like a
white.
throwaway. Like it looks like one of those. It's like they
It's
fucked
pink.
up a whole stack of them, and they're like,
It's
just
Don, 7
call it
minutes, Don. 7 minutes.
charcoal. Oh shit! Oh,
Don,
Yeah,
you got to
this
mute
is-
yourself a little better, buddy. You're
This
just
is
you're
actually-
just going.
This is actually pink. So, I've had some mistakes on vinyl colors. This is my second whiskey brown record. The other one was not whiskey brown. In fact, it was orange dreamsicle. So, one of these days, there's going to be a whiskey brown record that I own. Crowbot has one, and I think Pantera has one. Don.
so I was over at Fresh to Retro over the weekend, and for $6, I picked up a copy of Absolutely Live
Woo!
by the dose, and it's a beautiful copy too. Look at that. It's absolutely blue, and it was come pre-cleaned with by the fancy cleaner thing. But look at that. Look at that shine, man. Not even a hairline on that thing. And it was $6. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I'm loving it, and it's so good. By the way, Nick, you were right. Like this is I mean, it's a good show. Like
Oh yeah,
really.
very good show. The way that album was recorded, and we've talked about this before. The reason why the Doors live albums essentially are all the same show is because they recorded the Morrison Hotel tour, the whole tour, over the seas, under seas, down south, up in Canada, and it took all of those shows to make Absolutely Live.
So
And it,
is the Detroit set from that same tour as well?
yes,
Like, and so it's all part of them. Was that the only tour they recorded in full?
yes.
Oh, okay, that
They did
makes that.
record Live at the Hollywood Bowl in 1967, but you have to remember the Doors, unlike Jimi Hendrix, weren't really invited to all those festivals.
Mhm.
So all those festivals that were recorded, that's why we have so many Jimi Hendrix shows that were recorded because he was playing all these festivals, and Jimmy wanted to record everything. That's why I have Jim Morrison singing on stage with Jimi Hendrix some very, very vile things that well, not really vile, but about Jim's predilection and which door he likes to enter. He prefers it Led Zeppelin style. That's all I'm going to say.
Red Snapper?
Whew. That's Vanilla Fudge style. I'm talking Led Zeppelin as opposed to which door he goes likes to go in.
Mud Shark.
Mud
Oh,
Shark.
Mud Shark Brown.
again,
It gives a whole new
that's
meaning to the word Mud
that's
Shark.
Vanilla Fudge, sir. I choose to believe that Carmen Apiece, not Vinny Appice, although they're brothers. I
Oh
choose to
yeah.
believe that he invented the entire thing and was behind the entire invention and did it himself.
I could see that. I could totally see that.
But Led Zeppelin is smart enough to not talk about it. Mystique. Look, if I hold up two hands and you know what's in the which one do you want?
Wait, did they not talk about it in
No, they've
Hammer of the
never.
Gods?
No, they have never discussed it.
Oh.
Fuck
What you
that
got,
book.
Key? Are you done?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I'm good.
Keefy.
Fuck that book and fuck that author. Like I think it's fair to say. I got a 2 for today. This is an interesting one. So last week on the weekly ritual on Ghost Cult, I unboxed a bunch of merch that I got on sale from Kung Fu Merch Company, and they don't sell a lot of vinyl, but once in a while they do. And when they have a sale, I got a really good deal. So here is Dinosaur Jr.'s Farm album, 15-year anniversary reissue 2025. It's actually a double LP, and it came in this weird slipcase. So, like this, like not a jacket, but a slipcase, right? And because it's an extra thicky, I don't know if it's going to fit in a mylar.
That looks like the slipcase looks like the early '90s, some of the early '90s records I have, like my copy of David Lee Roth, A Little Ain't Enough, my copy of Faith No More, The Real Thing. They're in super, super thin sleeves.
Okay, so that's how my little enough is. I was wondering that. Was it because it's missing that outer sleeve or something or
No, it's just they were super cheap.
okay, because that was like kind of towards the end, I guess, of
So
yeah.
here's the original cover, and the original kind of looks like Ents with hobbits, doesn't it? See, very strange. These guys were on a lot of drugs. Dinosaur Jr. I love Dinosaur Jr. the way Nick often talks about lemon heads.
What? I don't like the Lemonhead, sir.
Lawyer Wife does.
Lawyer Wife loves the Lemonheads.
You've seen them a bunch times.
Only a deuce.
Dude, no
Too
Evan
many.
Dando,
It is
no
too
lemon
many. It's
heads.
too many.
Too many, and that's what I was gonna say. But anyway, 2 identical vinyl for $15. Look at this guy. What is it called? It's greener looking on the camera, but
Is that translucent or is that opaquely?
I think it's an opaquely green hue. But what would you say it is?
So from here, I'd say it's Brett Michaels' Poison Spooge.
Okay, see, I'm going to go one better. That is Detroit RoboCop Nuclear Waste Opaque.
Oh, well, I can go.
Oh.
I'm not trying to one up you, but I will say Toxic Avenger Toxie Spooge also.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna go one more.
Sure.
The completely misunderstood and unnecessary Toxic Slime from Kiss Hotter Than Shade Spooge tour.
Again, I still don't understand.
Nobody understands why that was there.
I do have this hype sticker, which is a strange shade of pink for some reason, but I guess it contrasts the green.
I have decided that I'm now leaving the hype stickers on the the saran wrap, and then just pulling the records out of the sleeve and just putting them behind in the jacket. That's how I'm doing it now.
I don't understand.
I don't understand at all that, like.
Okay, so you're like, look right here. There's the
Okay.
hype sticker.
Right.
The record is behind it
Okay.
in the outer.
So you leaving the
Oh,
shrink wrap
okay.
on the sleeve?
Shrink wrap. Thank you.
The
Yes,
shrink wrap is on the jacket, but not on the record.
correct.
Very good. Very good. All right,
Instead
my
of taking the sleeve off, you're putting it in the sleeve and leaving the shrink wrap on, putting the record
and
behind.
here's my second. A lot of crosstalk on my check today for some reason. I was quiet for all of y'all. Brand new album, Ulver, one of my favorite bands ever. Neverland. This is their newest album that came out last Friday. I pre-ordered it in like November, and I didn't remember pre-ordering it. It showed up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's out." Ulver is the band that started out first wave or second wave black metal, and then has kind of like 2 or 3 albums at a time, shifted genres every couple of albums. So this is their newest album that is kind of like an ambient, not too many vocals, instrumental album. Kind of beautiful though.
Is it heavy? How would you describe it?
I would say it's psychedelic and ambient and not heavy. Not that heavy compared
Don
to their
would love it.
other stuff. Don might love it, but I don't know because it's also like, what's your context? So here's the front cover. They had a visualizer. Here's the back cover. Kind of interesting. Little boy in a pond in the fjord. Did come with an inner sleeve of some kind. 1 LP. Some credits. Neverland. Very trippy. And then the vinyl, I believe, is like ocean blue or something. Let's find out. And this is released via their own label, House of Mythology. What color say you is this? This is like cornflower blue and other stuff.
That's Starry Night Blue.
Ooh, I was gonna go with Smurf blood.
Smurf blood. Yeah, that's pretty great. I don't have a.
Wait,
I don't remember what it was.
is there like a one dark spot on the
There
record?
there
And
is
there's
like
a light
there's,
spot at the bottom.
There's dark and light. You can't really tell, so it's kind of a splatter, but very subtle. There are dark and white streaks through the blue.
I like that though.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And obviously it was meant to match the album artwork. I'm sure if you hold them side by side, you can kind of see some of the tones, right?
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that.
I thought so, and I love the band, so I'm very excited about this record. And
I
that is
really love Jay Mascis solo.
Sure, okay.
It's
That
weird.
was
I don't like.
not about Ulver, but yes, sure.
I'm sorry.
Jay Mascis does have good solo stuff. He's also got a psychedelic heavy band called Heavy Blanket.
Mhm.
And he also has the supergroup Witch that he is in. Not to be confused with Witchcraft, who I saw last night. That is my vinyl check. There is only one like it.
I'm trying to come up with a quip, and I'm only coming up with slopes. I'm sorry. News check. There were 2 major tour announcements, so let's skip to the big one, and then we'll wrap around back to the second one. In something that has been talked about on this program many, many times in very loving tones, it turns out to be very, very disappointing. As I discussed at length, ad nauseum, Lawyer Wife and I were going to go see this band, and unfortunately, due to lawsuits, the Guess Who did not perform at River City Casino. And then Burton Cummings pulled all of their songs out of ASCAP to make it so where he couldn't tour. But now I am happy to say Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings are back together with some kids from the neighborhood, I presume, with Don Felder opening. And it's a disappointment because they're not coming to St. Louis. I would love, love, love to go to that. But this is such a weird, weird story, in my humble opinion, because you had, due to some legal finagling, the drummer owned the name, and he had a Mick Guitar Jones style relationship with the Guess Who, where he was in the band sometimes and not others until he finally retired from the band in like 2021 or something, but still maintained ownership and still had the band touring. And Burton Cummings apparently couldn't draw flies as just Burton Cummings, which is normal for a band of that stature. So they sued, and that's what happened. But you guys interested in this or just nah?
No, not really.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You lost me at Don Felder.
So are
man.
you excited? I'm confused.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to go to this so bad.
Okay.
It's disappointing because it's not coming here.
Okay.
I was
okay,
making a joke. See, I was making a.
Yeah, your joke was too sophisticated for my dumb brain.
Yeah, it was.
I was
way
making
too
you think
long.
when I was leading into Metallica's news.
Well, that would be the thing you should have led with because that's we're trying to get more listeners to this show. But go ahead.
All right, here's the Metallica news. As everybody knows who's listening to this right now, Metallica has announced the first and second legs of the Sphere. As probably everybody who's listening to this also knows, the tickets are extraordinarily unaffordable, which is unfortunate because they are sold out. They are selling out at $1,000 and up. So my hope is that they keep adding shows to the point where they don't have to charge too much, but that's probably not going to happen. Or I come into a bunch of money, or somebody takes a bath in the resale market because the economy goes to shit, so I can go see Metallica with the Sphere. But as it is now, just the sticker price, not even the resale price, the sticker price is way, way too high for me to really even consider it. It would be one thing if I had never seen Metallica. It would be one thing if this was a bucket list item for me. And frankly, it's not. I've seen Metallica 5 times. I've seen Metallica twice with Lawyer Wife. I've seen Metallica with Keefy. I have seen Metallica. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it with 2 different lineups. Fortunately, I did not see Cliff Burton, but it's not worth it to me to spend over a mortgage payment for us to go to this show. Thoughts, gentlemen?
We talked about this.
I'll let Don go first because I'm gonna go fucking nuts in a second. Go ahead.
Well, I took my meds, so I'm nice and chill right now. But it's one of those things that it definitely chapped my hide, but it didn't surprise me. And I hate to say that because, I mean, and you guys know I haven't been a huge Metallica fan since the Black Album, but my love for Metallica will always run in my veins, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of excited to even think that this was a possibility to do. I like, I don't know. To me, I think it shows the sign. It's a level of disrespect. I think it is, and people are gonna say shit like, "Oh, well, it's business." I'm sorry, man, but and I know that they're not the same genre ever, but Dead and Company did like 3 months out there worth of shows, and the tickets were like a third of what Metallica's asking for, and every show was sold out capacity. So, like in my opinion, it can be done, and I get supply and demand, but this is Metallica, and I feel like that this is just kind of salt in the wounds, is that they are so far removed from what they once were as a young band that it's disappointing. So, and that's my
Absolutely.
egg.
One thing I did want to mention that I forgot to, the fact that they announced a second leg so quickly. I really believe this is going
I
to
don't
go.
I don't really think they're legs. This is all one residency. Like you're
Well,
looking at it wrong.
however, whatever term you want
They're
to
not
use.
legs. It's
Okay.
not going anywhere. It's a residency.
Okay.
Sorry, my anal retentiveness can't help it.
All right. What term would you prefer I use, sir? And I will use
The
that term.
residency. It's a residency. They're not playing
Okay.
anywhere else in between. It's
Yes,
a
I know.
residency.
Okay. An extension, a residential extension.
Sure. May I
a
begin?
rental.
So first off, I'm gonna just jump in. I want to apologize to listeners of this show, followers of Ghost Cult, to Nick and to Don. Like my enthusiasm for this blinded me to, not that I'm naive. Metallica has been greedy and doing Metallica things for the longest time. And I've accepted that because as the biggest band in the world, just like Led Zeppelin was, just like the Beatles were, they were able to do things no one else could do, right? Def Leppard, at the peak of the Def Leppard, Chili Peppers, whatever, terrible the last 30 years to me. since One Hot Minute. Not one good album completely. Not at all. Not even close. But I'm sorry, because I think my enthusiasm for this fucking skyrocketed this whole year. We were teasing and talking about this. And in my brain, I was like, there's no way these tickets are more than $600 or $700. Nick has a shark, except that I'm talking. Do you wanna get your sharks in? Get your sharks in before I go fucking absolutely ape shit. Go ahead.
We're not trying to get the sharks in. We're trying to be quiet.
Dude, I am so ready for this, to be honest. Like, because I want to feel what you're feeling right now.
Well, so it's not that they're greedy, but they did not make it affordable. But not only did they not make it affordable, they purposefully made it quadruple the amount of the highest previous Sphere ticket. So I'm talking about the pre-resale. Metallica fans only got the tickets on Friday and Monday. Legacy fan club members, I know personally paid $5,000-$6,000 for this. I also know somebody with that I Disappear ticket that did have access to a GA ticket, but wanted to see the experience, because if you're in the pit, which there is a snake pit, I don't think other shows have really had a floor or a pit at the Sphere. Don, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're all seats to a certain point. Maybe you two had some seats. Not four seats, standing room, the pit.
Oh, no,
There's
no
a
standing
pit.
room.
There's a pit for this. Why would you want to be in the pit at the Sphere when the show is up here over your fucking eye line?
So Dead & Co. was an open pit, and people, I don't know why people would want that.
Dead fans can't even stand that long. Like, I couldn't.
Well, although I did have to say, like, I knew a guy who actually laid down on the floor and looked straight up and said it was the greatest seats he's ever had.
That's probably incredible, although at Metallica, you can't do that.
You can't do that at a Metallica
You'll get
show,
stepped
sorry.
on. So
you get junk steps.
I'm not mad that it's unaffordable. I'm not mad that I can't afford to go. I'm just mad that they didn't think for 1 second, we don't need to make it be this much money. And I talked about the show is expensive to produce. The shows are expensive for the Sphere to put on. Metallica will make, we were talking about this on a pre-meeting call. And I don't think the fans appreciate, we've been trying to make the show better. We've been trying to treat each other more respectfully. It doesn't always come out in the show, but we are trying to improve the show. And actually, the first 24 hours of the last episode, Megadeth 1, was the most watched on YouTube. I don't know about Spotify numbers, but the most watched on YouTube in the shortest span of time in a long time. Like, a lot of people watched the first few days. So that's really cool. That means we're growing in the right direction. But I'm not crestfallen. I'm not angry. If I may still get to go, probably, possibly, but it's just fucking they didn't even cap it. They could have been like, you know what? It's $700. This is the most expensive Sphere ticket ever. Nope. Hold my fucking beer. $1,000. And you already know Vegas is a shit show, unaffordable. It's dead right now. And they're just doing whatever the fuck they do. And you're touching the microphone, as always.
I bumped it. I'm sorry.
Don't bump it and don't touch it, you heathen fool. Anyway, I was just trying to come up with something polite sounding. But that doesn't work either. I'm pissed. This sucks. I'm so annoyed. Not surprised. I'm annoyed that this is a choice. To make it unaffordable, even for their own fans, is a fucking choice. And I'm just fucking annoyed.
So Keefy, let me ask you this. You were talking about the ticket prices. Now I didn't really get to pay a whole lot of attention to it. Now is this the $1,000 plus tickets? These are actually on sale tickets, not resale?
Not resale. $1,000 for the last row in the 400 section.
Which is the best seats in the house.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
That's where we sat.
I haven't been there. You were there. You were there and you were there. I'm just going to say it's very steep. And I think if you have balance issues, going all the way up and then looking all the way down is bad for you.
Oh, it sucked ass getting there.
Yeah. So the thing is too, is that one of the things that's going to happen is that when you're actually watching the show, you're not going to be looking down. Your eyes are going to be, you're going to be so immersed that you're going to even forget that they're down there. I mean, it happened with the Dead for us, and that's a band that we're so accustomed to actually looking at, watching. You know what I mean? So
happened to me as well. Where when I got into our seats at the Sphere, there was a night sky mural of California, of Los Angeles. All the stuff that was important to the Eagles, and it was so brilliant that it felt like we were outside. I mean, I was getting the same kind of vibes I had when I was in Soldier Field to see the Stones back in '24. And to personally, I mean, and maybe Lawyer Wife got in my ear because Lawyer Wife sees the best in everyone. That's why she married me. Potential. I'm still trying to get there. But, her opinion was it's not going to be that expensive. This is a band that made it affordable for everybody to go to their shows. I mean, the tickets we bought for the 72 Seasons show, I think were $50 a night. $50. It wasn't much.
How the hell was that?
That was the Metallica price. I mean, we were in row KK in the upstairs, which of a dome, which I'm never doing again. If I can't afford to sit down low, I can't afford to go.
It took you, by the time you got up there, their set was half done.
By the time I got up there, my body was half done. Like, God. And then there was more. And then it's like, I gotta pee. Do I have pants in the car? It was awful. And that's kind of how the Sphere was. And I had to go pee 3 songs in, and I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. But yes.
That's when you get one of those like what do they call them? Stadium pals. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like,
well, like get like a NASA diaper so I can cross.
Yeah,
country?
basically you just piss in it. Yeah. Like I couldn't do it, but yeah.
I don't think I could ever purposely use a diaper. I mean, if I need a diaper in 10 years, as long as I'm using it involuntarily, I can rationalize that. But if I'm ever consciously going in a diaper, that might be time for me to get to Portland or head over to Switzerland and yeah. Don, what's your news?
I'm so like still trying to comprehend that Sebastian Bach singing for Twisted Sister. I mean, we kind of had this conversation when the tour, or not the tour, but the shows were canceled because of Dee's health, right? And we were just like, because you guys even specifically asked me, like, would you go if somebody else was singing? And my two thoughts were, if Dee was cool with it, like as long as it was like a unanimous type thing amongst them that Dee had given the blessing for someone to do it, and that B, I knew they had to pick someone of some kind of profile. Now, I just didn't think it was going to be Sebastian, and Keefy called it, and I didn't believe him because my thought was like, I couldn't see it working. I mean, now that they've picked him, I can see it working, but it's like, I mean, and I'll still go because, I mean, that's the band that, they were my gateway band to metal and to even playing music. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have ever picked up a guitar or gotten into metal. So it was the music, not D, you know what I mean? And it was the songs, which of course he wrote all of them. But if this is going to be my only opportunity to see them live, and also, I mean, we know Keefy's got it, but like J.J. French is the guy that made me want to be a guitar player, and I've had some really incredible conversations with him. And, and so I think to get to see that, at least get to see him live, would be, to me, it would be a full circle thing. So yeah, I'm going to go to it, but I am kind of struggling still because it's like, I don't know. It's like when the Dead recruited Mayer. Like in my mind, I'm like, this is not going to work. But then when I saw it, I was like, okay, I get it now,
Yeah,
And so,
Eagles
like,
and Vince Gill.
right. Okay. So like, so it's like on paper, it looks not great, but then like if it delivers live, then I'm on board. So yeah, I mean, and depending on the shows that they add, I mean, obviously they canceled all the other shows and they're talking about adding shows in the fall. I'm kind of predicting that because they had to back out of the festivals already, that these shows it's gonna be a small run of US shows. And maybe some like London residency, because we know they're huge in London. Like that's their pretty much, I mean, they're bigger in London than they are in New York. So I'm excited about it. It's mixed emotions for me, but
If I could,
yeah, I mean, I'm closing out on that one. So
two things about this news I wanna say because I feel like I have to. One, as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot less particular about who the members are in a band. as long as I enjoy the show, as long as the spirit's there, or as long as, I don't got to pay too much to go. I'm fine with it. Now, so seeing, and I'm sure Sebastian Bach liked Twisted Sister growing up. I can definitely hear some Dee Snider in Sebastian Bach, although Sebastian Bach is a much better singer than Dee Snider ever would be. The other thing is when and this is going to ruin everything I just said, but I think it's funny that the only people from Twisted Sister that are in Twisted Sister are now just the guitar players. I mean, I know there were some deaths, I get that, but it just seems a little Mickey Thomas's Starship.
But it's actually not. It's the core. It's the core too. It's the two members of the band that have been there since the formation.
Yeah, but
Twisted
I
Sister.
think that like D is the reason they made it. D made them a successful band. They were a marginal, unsung, marginal New York. They were not Kiss or the New York Dolls or the Ramones. No one outside of Long Island and Manhattan knew who the fuck they were. Whatever they say is whatever JJ says is a lie. I would like to see JJ in person so I could donkey punch him in the cock and kick him in the face while he's down. I'm sorry, Don. I am sorry.
It's
fuck
so
that
funny.
guy.
It's
fuck
such
that guy.
Hang
forever.
on.
Such a broad array of emotion there.
I need the physics of donkey punching someone in the cock.
I know you don't like Brad Pitt, but in the movie Troy, Brad Pitt's signature move as Achilles is to leap in the air with his body going one way and striking down with the sword. It's pretty fucking indefensible. So when I see JJ French in person, and he's tall, right? Don, he's pretty tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'2". But do me a favor, do it after I get my chance with him. Because I can't
promise.
I want my opportunity to be like,
I know. I wouldn't rob you of something you love, but I'm going to leap in the air, punch the nads. Then he's gonna my dick and fall down, and I'm just gonna kick him. Fucking.
I thought Donkey Punch was also something else. Like I thought it included,
it's completely something else.
I'm also
it's a
going
sexual
to.
thing.
Well, that's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm also going to Goodfellas. Billy bats him. Do you get that? Yeah, I'm gonna break my shoe.
Keep him here.
I'm gonna dent my shoe kicking him so many times. Anyway,
I didn't mean to get blood on your floor.
Fucking crazy. Don, do you have any other news?
No,
I actually think it will work. I think it will be good. It was like their only move. Mm-hmm. I think Twisted Sister fans Baz will do great. Like Axl did with AC/DC. Baz will fucking murder it. He's going to be fantastic. I don't really want to see it, and I think they should hang it up. But that's me. You will get to go, and I'm happy for you. Otherwise, I hope bad things happen to JJ. Do you have any other news?
And I love that because I feel like that shows like the contrast of, your feelings about certain people, because I share those feelings about bands also that I'm sure other people would be like, oh, they're amazing people. Yeah, but I get it, but I'm excited to see it. I just hope I do at least have the opportunity because I was going to have to go to Alaska to see the shows.
You weren't because they're going to announce a U.S. tour. It may only be 10 shows. You might have to go to Atlanta.
I don't care.
Dude, Florida.
I'll go to New York if I have to. I mean, like,
they're definitely going to do those things.
So,
anyway, anything else? No. All right. Well, so on top of my dismay about Metallica, some good news. Metallica's Master of Puppets turned 40. Iron Maiden's Killers has turned 45, and they're doing merch just for that. A merch drop. Sharon Osbourne says 100% Ozzfest is coming back, and it will be 2 shows in Birmingham back to back in the UK, followed by North American tour. Like not quite a full tour, but pop-up festivals like Warped Tour is doing. They saw the Warped Tour success, and that's what they're going to do. I'm not against it. And she also said she'd like to see Rob Halford there, so I think Judas Priest will get to do, maybe even be the headline band, if not Metallica or Slayer, for those first Ozzfest shows back. And we got the Rock Hall. We're going to do a chaser on the Rock Hall next week, but I'm just going to read off the names of the nominees, the finalists for the 2026 class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Iron Maiden, third time nominated. We'll talk about it next week. Phil Collins, long overdue. Needs to be in. Oasis, snubbed last year in their first year. Wu-Tang Clan. Billy Idol. Pink. Jeff Buckley. The Black Crowes again nominated. And Reddit Black Crowes is going fucking nuts. That they are, how dare they not have us in already? In Excess, who I don't think has ever been nominated. Also. Joy Division New Order again. Also Sade. Lauryn Hill from the Fugees. Mariah Carey yet again. New Edition. Shakira. Melissa Etheridge and Luther Vandross. What a strange fucking collection of bands and artists this shit is. We will talk at length next week about this unless you...
Nope. At length, ad nauseum next week. It deserves
I can't wait till next week. Let's just say that.
All right, then. You will both not like my decision six.
I have things to say.
Many things to say.
I have many things to say, but let me just say my sentiments of Keith with JJ is mine with Sharon. So I'll leave it at
all right.
Whatever. Not equitable, but okay, sure. We got Louder Than Life announcement last week. You guys also mentioned Rocklahoma Dawn last week. Aftershock got announced today. Your 4 headliners for Aftershock already previously announced My Chemical Romance, along with Limp Bizkit, Pierce the Veil for the first time ever headlining a Danny Wimmer festival, and Tool on Sunday. Other bands at this thing include Offspring, Suicide Boys, A Day to Remember, Queens of the Stone Age, The Pretty Reckless, Coheed and Cambria, Black Label Society, Body Count, Killswitch Engage, Death Clock, Circus Survive, Dance Gavin Dance, Star Set, The Ghost Inside, Sleep Theory. There is a very cool set on Saturday, which I don't particularly love either Pierce the Veil or A Day to Remember, so I could see like Baby Metal and then leave. But there's a stage on Saturday that is Black Label Society, Down, COC, Kylesa, Melvins, and unfortunately Pentagram. Fuck that band. I'll also donkey punch Bobby Liebling in the nub that used to be his cock.
Yeah, fuck that guy too. Big time.
Fuck Pentagram and fuck Bobby. Seven Dust is also on here. Coal Chamber is on here. El Nino, whatever, who's in that band now. Brujeria, don't know who's in that band. Alyssa White-Cluse solo. So it's got, Suicidal, Under Oath. It's got some decent bands. But surprised about Pierce the Veil. I think there's a theory on the internet that they asked for a bigger band than them to headline and got turned down, and then there was no one else to put in that place. So they put in Pierce the Veil. But yeah. Anyway, other tour announcements today. Yesterday, Killswitch Engage is going to headline a tour with Machine Head and who was it? It was like Machine Head and Iron Reagan and Havoc. Surprised that Machine Head would do a support tour anymore, but like interesting that they picked that tour. And then Iron Reagan over Havoc, which is super interesting because I guess
I didn't know Iron Reagan was still active.
Well, because Municipal Waste is kind of on hiatus.
And, that makes sense. Okay.
Landfill has like
he's got that
doing other stuff to get that death metal band.
He plays guitar, right?
Well, they retired Cannabis Corpse, much to Nick's dismay.
Yeah.
Who retired Cannibal Corpse?
Cannabis Corpse.
Cannabis
Corpse is retired, broken up, disbanded.
Yeah, I knew that.
And Iron Reagan is back like full time. So Municipal Waste hiatus, Iron Reagan playing shows. It's the same, like 3 of the same guys from Municipal.
Oh, it's like Campervan, Beethoven, and Cracker.
Basically.
Cannabis Corpse out, Iron Reagan in.
And then
what about Cannabis Cracker?
No. And then let's see what else. I saw Witchcraft last night with Early Moods from LA, great band, and Psychic Hit, all 3 bands Don loves or would love. Witchcraft was incredible. They rarely play America. The merch wasn't too great, and then he was like, our merch guy never got into the country, so we have to do all cash. And I was like, yep, I don't carry that much cash. I think I bought a CD, and any other merch I got.
So much fail.
You
I
finally
wish-
come to America. The merch isn't that great. Also, they did have the last 2 albums on vinyl. I would have bought one that I don't have. I have the white one. They had the I Dead Gad, whatever that is one.
They have Legend on vinyl.
Not
I only
Okay,
carry
not
cash
with
at the casino. Is there
And-
anywhere else you should carry it?
I don't think anybody carries cash. That I get like not wanting to use PayPal or Stripe or Square because then you have to pay them a fee. So I get it, but like also
I also think that
and there's
fee
no
is-
there's no ATM in the venue and there's no ins and outs last night for an all ages sold out
God.
show. It was absolutely fucking dumb.
I
But
understand.
the
Yep.
show was phenomenal. Bottom of the Hill is closing soon at the end of the year. So I don't know how many more shows I'm going to get to go be there. And I also tried to go into the Parkside down the block, which is also losing their lease momentarily, probably by the end of the month. And I wanted to get a hot chicken buffalo sando there. And the cook was out to his lunch break. So I skipped eating and I just went to the show. I had a great time. It was an absolute fucking banger of a time. And again, Don, look up Early Moods if you don't know who they are, and look up Psychic Hit.
What was the other one? I'm sorry.
Early Moods and Psychic Hit.
Psychic Hit.
Psychic Hit has a Babe. It's like Crucial Taunt. They have a Babe lead singer. Really great. Heavy metal. Psychic Hit. Psychic Hit is like psychedelic heavy metal and rock. It's a little bit of. Early Moods is also kind of like a psychedelic stoner doom, but also like some Thin Lizzy guitar worship shit. And great lead singer with the biggest afro I have seen in a long time.
But did the Shitty Beatles play?
Shitty Beatles did not play.
I wonder
And
if they're
I
any good.
think that's all the news I have today. Chaser next week, where we dissect the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Do you come to Milwaukee often? I'm going there in 3 weeks. Anyway,
Okay.
shirt check. I might actually be going to the same place that show took place at. If that show would have existed.
The rave.
No, I'm going to the University of Milwaukee, whatever
Hockey arena.
hockey rink. Yeah, I assume that the American League team played in the same place the Bucks play, but that is not accurate. Anyway, shirt check. Randy Motherfudgin Rhoads. Enough said. Don.
Psychedelic research volunteer. Very proud. I'm not just a volunteer, but I am a subject.
Nice work. I have
Nick.
a fun
I mean,
shirt.
Keith.
Yeah, not Nick, me. Michael McDonald taking it to the streets. Does this not look like a King Diamond thing?
That is
Pretty great.
beautiful. I love that. Michael McDonald, St. Louis boy.
That is amazing.
Yeah, he went to the same high school that some people in St. Louis went to.
You?
No, I didn't go to
John
St.
Hamm.
No, John Hamm went to
I
a
just
good
assume
high school.
I assume John Hamm is the most famous person to ever come out of St. Louis as a human being, besides Steve Ewing.
What about Scott Bakula?
Thought it was Nick, to be honest.
Oh God. What about
Who invented the slinger?
Not me.
Danny Nichols.
I think the T-Ravs are more famous than the Slinger because you can get T-Ravs like at every grocery store. Can you get Don? What's a toasted ravioli?
He doesn't know.
What's a what?
Okay, never mind. Alrighty, All right, Keefy. It's not my monkey, but it's your circus, so let's do this.
All right, let's discuss the rock and metal releases of 1986. We have done this in the past, so we'll try to zip through these. I have shrunk the list down.
Appreciate you.
We should consider doing a chaser on 86. Did we not do one on 86?
We can 86.
That's not what I said.
I just wanted to say that.
You just wanted to say that. Okay, then. Speaking of the best rock and metal albums of 1986, limited pontificating. But I will ask you this question. Is this the best year ever for rock and metal albums? It could be. It could be.
I think it is.
It could be. Except Russian Roulette, not great.
Great cover.
AC/DC, Who Made Who soundtrack for Maximum Overdrive by Stephen King.
That was the soundtrack?
Arguably their last good record.
I didn't realize it was a soundtrack.
Alcatraz, Dangerous Games. Thank you, but no thank you.
Alcatraz every 6 weeks.
previous podcast discussion, Alice Cooper, Constrictor.
Horrible record.
Bad.
Blackout.
Yep.
No, it's not Blackout.
Angel Witch, Frontal Assault. This is when the new wave of heavy metal bands are hanging in, and the thrash metal bands are starting to do a thing. Bad Brains and their classic Eye Against Eye. I believe that's their second album.
Good title.
Beowulf, self-titled, pretty great.
Great band name.
Billy Idol, Whiplash Smile.
Billy Idol aged really fast for me.
We'll talk about it next week. I think Billy Idol, Hall of very good, not great.
Musically or
everything.
Visually.
He was great in that Adam Sandler movie. That's like my favorite thing he ever did, which is unfortunate because he's known as a musician.
It is weird. Horrible, Black and Blue, Nasty Nasty. Not their debut.
Why do we even talk about Black and Blue?
Because we have to. They have records every year. What do you want from me? Speaking of
to
not
skip
good,
them. To skip them.
I don't want to. If we have this conversation, I don't want to skip. I skipped every other shitty band. Paradise. Paradise.
So we gotta have one shitty. So we gotta have one shitty band. Paradise Lost out. Black and Blue in.
Yes. We didn't even make the Zetro in joke about Baez. Zetro actually could have been, I think, a very good singer for Twisted Sister, but no. Also
You're
terrible.
high.
Black Sabbath, 7-star.
That is not all the way terrible.
It's mostly terrible, even though I love Glenn Hughes.
It's about 2080.
All right, then. Bonfire, Don't Touch the Light. Future podcast subject, Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet.
Do we have to do Bon Jovi?
I want to next year. All right. Britney Fox, In America EP, terrible band. Here is the first really great album of this year. Candlemass, Epicus, Dumicus, Metallicus. Fucking unfuckwithable forever.
Sounds like a Looney Tunes title.
It isn't. Also, here's your Paradise Lost band. Chasten, Ruler of the Wasteland. Yes. Chasten, featuring David Chasten and Leather Leone.
Chased like Galahad the Chaste, or
Chastain is the guy's name. Also, this year, Cinderella Night Songs is the first Cinderella I ever heard. Great fucking album.
Great fucking banger, start to finish.
I don't think they have any great albums.
Okay, then here's another pretty banger album. Sirith Uncle, One Foot in Hell. Great band.
Great record.
Crimson Glory, self-titled debut. Thank you, but no.
Crimson Glory, is that like a feminine product?
That's what. No, man.
That's Todd Latorre's band, right?
That's really really a very. It's a guy who lives in a house with 3 women. I don't understand that comment. Anyway, Cro-Mags, classic Age of Quarrel. Probably their second best record. Here's a underrated Crumbsuckers, Life of Dreams, great New York hardcore band. Cryptic Slaughter, crossover thrash. You should be into it. Convicted.
I do like that kind of stuff.
Another thrash classic, Dark Angel, Darkness Descends, with the previous podcast subject discussion. Darkness Descends, double bass, stolen by Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield for 1. For the double bass, yes. Okay.
Homaged.
Oh, not an homage, a complete lift.
No, it's a complete lift. Yeah.
It's a complete, even the riffs.
Led Zeppelin homage.
No, not worse than they would do. No.
Wow.
Yes, we discussed this, and you were like not accepting that. But I love Metallica more than most people. But I call it when I see it. Destruction, Eternal Devastation, great album by the German thrash band. Continuing, Paul Di'Anno's Battle Zone, Fighting Back. I feel like I have this on vinyl.
That's a good
I wish
record.
Paul Di'Anno could have gotten something that worked.
Well, he did.
He tried. After Maiden, because he kept trying, and I respect that.
Yeah, he tried and tried and tried. Live album from Dio, Intermission. I'm not familiar with. Probably
that's the EP that had it was Craig Goldie's first appearance before Dream Evil.
Oh, all right then. Fair enough.
There's one studio song with Craig Goldie on it, and I believe they did it on Dream Evil as well.
Time to Burn.
Nice work. Continuing on the E's, Europe, The Final Countdown.
Surprisingly great record.
Really?
Really great. And then they
never heard it.
Record.
They never did anything else good again. I'm not kidding. I swear to you.
Did you hear War of Kings when it came out in 2011 was a great record.
I did listen to it. The curiosity got to me.
It took them that long though to make a good record again.
Underrated Canadian metal band, Exciter, Uneviling the Wicked.
They're Canadian?
Unveiling the Wicked. Yeah, they're from Toronto.
Oh, neat.
Fastway, Trick or Treat. I say neither. Fuck that. Fate's Warning, Awaken the Guardian. I think their debut album.
It was, but I didn't like it. Not
Elf
good.
title debut album by Fifth Angel. Not good.
What does Fifth Angel mean?
That's just what it means. Flotsam and Jetsam classic Doomsday for the Deceiver.
Previous DMA subject.
Previous DMA subject, but really shouldn't have been because Flotsam and Jetsam's a great band. And that album is co-written by Jason Newsted before he joined Metallica.
It's still forgotten.
Girls' School, Nightmare at Maple Cross. I have that. Awesome. This is worth mentioning because it's worth laughing at. Giuffra, featuring Greg Giuffra, Silk and Steel. What a dumb band.
Okay, the joke I would make is going to be wrong, so I'm not making it.
Sure. Debut album by Gravedigger, War Games.
Can't get my hair right either.
Great White, Shot in the Dark. Don, is that one for you?
That's a really good record if you haven't heard
How
it.
many albums do they have?
About 25.
When did they start? 1917?
I think their first one came out in like 85.
On what, like on 78 RPM?
On 8-track.
Fucking Victrola. Petey the dog from the fucking Little Rascals Tale is like cranking the fucking...
Tighten up get the rubber bands tight.
It really came out on Edison.
Fair enough.
Oh, the wax cylinders.
Spectracone.
Spectracone, Edison splatter wax cylinders.
Fun. Debut independent release by Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses series soon. Live Like a Suicide from Uzi Suicide Records.
I've never heard that.
Good record, but not live.
Not live. Let's see. Hellstar, Remnants of War. Alrighty. Hyrax, Hate, Fear, and Power. I think that's their debut. Holy Moses, Queen of Siam. Definitely not appropriate today, but a good album. I continue. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time, previous podcast subject.
Oh, terrible album.
It really is. Thank you. Yeah, it's got 2 good songs on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of them is Wasted Years.
Turbo by Judas Priest.
I got that one.
Dude, that record gets
not
better
a great
the
record.
older I
I
get.
think that record
is terrifying.
I think that record is better over time.
Thank you.
The title track is horrifying.
It isn't. It's amazing.
It's a great song, but if you want to be my lover, I shouldn't have to run for cover.
Well, you don't know about my love.
I don't know. You don't know. You don't know about Alfred.
The unfortunate debut album from Ron Keel's Keel, The Final Frontier. Fuck that guy.
That sounds like a Star Trek thing.
That dude.
Ron Keel's Keel.
Remind me off the record to tell
that
you
guy
my Ron
makes
Keel
most
story.
of the MAGA people look sane and sedate. Anyway.
Yeah.
Killer
Remind
Dwarves.
me to tell you my cue.
Killer Dwarves, Stand Tall. Previous
Was that their first
podcast.
album?
That is maybe their first or second album. Previous podcast subject and probably the only good record left from this guy. King Diamond, Fatal Portrait.
I hate you.
He may not have made another good album after this.
It's like you've never heard the ones I have on vinyl.
I know them.
Ooh,
I have
The
some of them
Eye.
too. Oh, God.
The Eye is great.
Okay. Creator, Pleasure to Kill.
What about
Classic.
them?
Them is good.
That's good.
All right. So,
You wound me,
Creator,
son.
Pleasure to Kill. One for Don, Crocus, Change of Address. That's a terrible album.
That's
I don't
a
think anybody
terrible
likes
record.
Crocus.
Lizzie
I
Borden,
like
The Murderous
Crocus.
Metal Roadshow Live, horrendous, and
One of
also
my favorite live albums.
and also Menace to Society. You Need Your Head Examined badly. London, former Motley Crue band.
Again,
Don't-
I'm
Don't
shocked they
Cry
did
Wolf.
records.
Don't Cry Wolf.
Like when I saw them on Decline 2, I'm like, these guys never did records. They're doing pay to play and talking about how they don't have any money. And they met a chick last week. They're giving $20.
Nader DePriest, friend of the show.
Maybe I'm going to reconsider that greatest year in metal thing because
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and tuck that one back. I'm afraid.
Loudness has a live record. Also, Lightning Strikes. Tony McAlpine, Edge of
I have Lightning
Insanity,
Strikes.
good record.
That's a good one.
Also, Manila Road, The Deluge. No.
The only
God.
Manila Road album record you need.
Ingwie
How many-
Malmsteen, No J, Trilogy.
No, I don't know if it's Ingray J or nothing.
That's
Totally
a bad
different
record.
feel.
That's the one with Joe Lynn Turner, I think.
Yeah, probably.
God.
Also, Frank Marino, Full Circle. I would go Frank Molino is better. Frank Marino, not Molimo. Frank Marino, sorry, Ace, is better than.
Yeah, I was gonna say Malimo, Ace Frehley's first band.
Angry Malmsteen cannot hold Frank Marino's jock, but that's another story for another time.
Those guys wear jocks when they play?
I think Yngwie does, to hold his massive schlong in place. Metal Church, The Dark, pretty great record. Pretty unexcited about new Metal Church right now.
Was that the first one with Mike Howe?
Yes. Okay. A certain band called Metallica with their album Master of Puppets.
I got that one.
Fail.
Go to hell.
I know, it's a beautiful record, actually.
Vinnie Moore, Mind's Eye. This is like the year of the Guitar Hero. Holy shit, that is a great album. Probably the last good, unique Motorhead album, Orgasmatron. They only had about 15 after this.
Is that where they got the name for the movie?
You talking about Orgazmo?
Yeah.
That was a movie?
Okay. Nuclear Assault, Game Over. Pretty great album. I continue. Onslaught, The Force. Onslaught still putting out albums in 2026. Hard to believe.
I hope they use it.
Previous podcast subject, and the last time we did this, Ozzy Osbourne, The Ultimate Sin. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Bad record. Bad.
Embarrassingly bad.
I think we were all shocked how bad it was. Weren't we?
Yeah.
Poison, look what the cat dragged in. Man, I want to bang those babes. Except they're
fucking awesome.
I got that one. I got an OG. No, I got a Japanese on that one.
Are you turning Japanese also?
Possessed.
When I look at the cover, yeah.
Possessed, Beyond the Gates, their second album.
I don't remember that one.
Okay. Continuing on. Queen, A Kind of Magic. Not bad.
Okay.
Freddie has Queensryche, previous podcast subject, Rage for Order. Amazing.
Brilliant.
Quiet Riot, QR3, previous podcast subject, pardon me while I vomit.
Will you think less of me
terrible.
if I have that?
I know you do. I don't think less of you. I love you.
Okay.
I love you too, Nick.
Rat.
No judgment here.
Dancing Undercover. Oh my God.
Rat still existed then?
Moving
Great
on.
tour. Bad record though.
Totally bad. Raven, The Pack is Back.
Not sure about Raven at all.
Same.
Rough Cut Wants You. Horrible.
No.
David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile might be the best hard rock record of this entire year.
That was
Incredible.
in the vinyl giveaway. My copy's Japanese.
Fair enough.
It's a great record.
It's a great record.
Thrash metalers from Canada, Sacrifice, Torment, In Fire. Love them.
Not familiar.
Sadist, St. Vitus, Born Too Late. Great album. Samson, Joint Forces. Sam Hain 3. I think Nick has a booty.
No, I got a
Through
booty. I got a
November,
booty of
coming
Initium. I have Initium.
Okay, fair. Joe Satriani, Not of This Earth. I see a theme.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember.
Sabotage, Fight for the Rock. Terrible name, good album.
The People's Elbow or like a different one?
The debut, not that one. The rock music, bro.
Oh.
Sepultura debut album, Morbid Visions, or EP. Pretty good.
Hot take. I only like Chaos AD.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I like Arise, too.
Sepultura series at some point. Maybe not
I would
love
Sepultura,
that.
but I would like to.
Yeah.
Slayer, Rain and Blood. We have Master of Puppets, Rain and Blood, Flotsam and Jetsam,
Poison.
Poison.
Better Alerts,
And Black and Blue.
Ravenly Roth, Black and Blue. We're not done yet. Striper, To Hell with the Devil. Good Lord.
Yes!
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, at least it's their classic one.
Fine. Tankard,
Striper got banned for that one.
Slaughter, the Canadian guys. Strapato. I don't know what the fuck that means.
I have no idea.
This is not Slaughter, the other Slaughter.
There is a band called Shark Island School Bus. Is their album.
Okay. That's a
Striper,
lot
To
of
Hell
work.
with the Devil. No, thank you.
Pretty
Tankard,
good,
Zombie Attack. Pretty good. Don, do you remember the band Tarot with Spell of Iron?
Yes, I do.
They were solid.
They were kind of like, they were kind of just like straight up like metal, right? Like,
Yeah,
if I
heavy metal.
remember them. Yeah,
Tesla in Mechanical Resonance. I don't know if that's their debut.
that's their debut. It's like half good.
Yeah, Thor, the Canadian band Thor. Again, another terrible fucking album cover. Another
Odin.
They There is an
Odin.
Odin band I skipped over because no one knows who they are.
It's got to be the same band. It has
Edge
to be.
of Hell. Edge of Hell. TKO Below the Belt. Don.
TKO is a great band. I actually really like it.
Ernie Torme's Torme Back to Babylon.
Velvet Fog or nothing.
A very strange album cover with a machine gun and a hand holding it up on the cover. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Triumph, The
drugs.
Sport of Kings. I think this is their last album.
Triumph's coming back. Thank Christ. Everybody's been waiting for that.
Coming to an amphitheater near you.
Apparently, a 20,000 seater.
TT Quick Medal of Honor.
Is this Titty Bank?
Only Don gets the joke. Let's see. The horrible and unlistenably bad Van Halen 5150.
Horrible. Can we just talk about 5150? Eat 'em and smile.
Oh no,
Not even close.
One. You guys shut the fuck up. That record is amazing, and I have it.
It's amazing as a frisbee. But anyway, go ahead.
I hate
It
you.
makes a good coaster. Venom and the.
It's not One Fierce Beer Coaster.
I was about to say that. Venom and the unfortunately named Eine Kleine Nacht Music. Dumb. Just a dumb title.
They made two good records.
Nick's favorite album of this year, Vincent Invasion self-titled debut.
I have that. I wish I didn't. I also wish I did not spend $40 on it.
Ugh.
Future series on Voivod.
That's what happens when I have money.
Voivod Roar.
I don't have any Voivod.
Finishing this up with Wasp Inside the Electric Circus. No, thank you.
Terrible record.
Wasp is not nearly as good as anybody who likes Wasp thinks.
And not to mention racist assholes.
Yeah, he's a fuckhead.
Warlock, True as Steel. Great.
Great record.
19-year-old Doro Pesh. Oh my god.
Seriously. That and
why does
Triumph and Agony. So.
Yeah, why does Wasted have so many albums? Save your prayers, save your money, and don't buy that record.
Is that WAYSTED?
Yeah, Pete Way and
which, by the way,
Eddie
look,
Clark.
Quick trivia: drummer for Wasted was Johnny D, who actually went on to be in Britney Fox, who then went on to be Doro Pesch's longest-running drummer
With Kevin Bacon,
and is her manager.
I think Johnny Dio made the stakes in prison. I don't know what you're talking about. The hacks used to die, but he made a great stake. Oh, Johnny Dio. Johnny Dio?
Is it not Pete Dio?
I think it's Johnny Dio. Wendy O. Williams.
I know Ronnie James Dio claimed membership.
Yes. Wendy O. Williams, Commander of Chaos with 2 Ks. Great. Not my favorite album of hers.
Only 2, though.
Only 2, not 3. She hates Nazis.
Tremendous.
I think there's a interview quote where she's like, I used to ball a bunch of black guys, and every time they finished in me, I just felt like we were killing the Klan. It was like amazing. Whiplash, Power and Pain. Whiplash is a very underrated thrash metal band from New Jersey you probably have never heard of, but they are literally gods.
There's a band called Whiplash coming to town soon. Probably not the same guys. Probably not the same guys.
It could be Zebra 3V.
To quote Duncan Evans, we say zebra.
Homeboys from New Orleans / Long Island.
I told him, we say it correctly.
And last and not least, Zodiac Mind Warp, High Priest of Love EP.
Can I just say, there's no such thing as the best year ever, because no matter how much amazing stuff happens, you beat me down with things like Alcatraz and Black and Blue.
Yeah, but like you have to know. Like
no, I don't have to anything.
Butthead says, if you don't know what sucks, how can you have stuff that's cool?
Okay, so now we're
Black and Blue, future podcast subject.
Okay, so now we've got Descartes. We've got Samuel Smith
and Butthead.
I don't even know who the hell that is, and Butthead. Fuck this. Okay, moving on.
Where to begin?
I'm out of beer. Let's move on.
Megadeth. We agreed that Killing Is My Business is not that great. It's not. Great moments. It's got a couple of great songs.
It's just too chaotic.
It's too much. Badly recorded. Dave's not sure where he's going, and I think Nick summed it up best. What he said at the end of the episode was, like, doesn't sound like the record put out by the guy out for revenge against the biggest band in the world. Sounds like a mess, right? Like, kind of paraphrasing what Nick said. So,
thank you.
Can I chime in real quick on something?
Sure, buddy.
No.
What do you mean you don't like my record? I'm James Hetfield. I charge $6,000 for tickets.
I've been missing I miss Flat Don, and I've been missing all the puppets.
Tremendous. Tremendous.
Now in color.
Now in color, yeah, really. Like, I bet Dave knows Miss Gazzari dancer.
I bet Dave knows what glam means too. We're not going to say that.
So Megadeth goes on tour, and they had already started writing new material immediately for the next album. And apparently the first two songs finished were Black Friday and Bad Omen. Gar Samuelson, hearing Dave go on and on about politics while they were probably drunk and high, is the reason that Dave started writing more political lyrics, because Gar encouraged him, like, you're really smart. You should put this into songs.
That's what metal is.
Not at this point. Not at this
It was
point.
in the 70s.
Although I feel like Megadeth was a little ahead of the curve when it comes to that. You know,
a lot ahead of
like,
the curve.
well, also we're kind of talking Master of Puppets also, you know, which had some political commentary, more social commentary.
Both Bad Omen and Black Friday were played on the entire 84 and 85 tours. So they start making peace sells. At the same time, you know, Metallica is getting ready to put out Master of Puppets, maybe their best record. And Slayer is putting out Rain and Blood, which is maybe their best record. So, like, they really... And Anthrax has, like, an EP and a record out with different singers. So Anthrax Anthrax was arguably the most successful touring band beside Metallica at this point in thrash metal. They did a whole year of tours on the strength of spreading the disease, which we will get to at some point. So they do get a bigger. Originally, Mustaine took the title "Peace Sells, but Who's Buying?" From a Reader's Digest article. Tell it to Reader's Digest, right? Peace would sell.
Yeah, Reader's Digest.
Yes, Peace would sell, but no one would buy it. Well, Reader's Digest is often in doctors' offices, and
I think it was on a plane when he saw it. It was
when you're on drugs or whatever,
methadone,
heroin or methadone. Everybody was on heroin at this point, especially
and kung fu
Mustaine and Ellison were both homeless, and Poland and Samuelson would miss complete hours of studio time and tracking because they were on heroin. If they had heroin, they were all good to go. If they had no heroin, all bets are off. So Capitol hired Paul Lanny to mix the final album, and original demos were by Randy Burns and Dave Mustaine, who ended up getting credit for the record. Tracked in a couple of places, Music Grinder, Rocksteady, and Mad Dog, all in the Los Angeles area. Basically signed to Capitol, which was bad because the signing bonus went to drugs.
Aerosmith style.
They did hire. They do, like Poland was the only member of the band who had multiple instruments. Ellison and Mustaine only had one bass and guitar, respectively, at this time.
And they kept pawning them.
But Capitol kind of got them under control a little bit, enough to make the record. And I think it's, first 2 months of 86, Megadeth toured the East Coast, which they were basically a continuation of the Kill for a Living tour, with most of the new songs from the upcoming album still played live. Mm-hmm. So, super interesting. Do you want to just jump into the track by track? Do you guys have anything you want to add before we do this for color?
I don't have a lot of color from this era, personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to add something real quick. Is that the touring history for this album was actually really interesting. Was that they were the opening act for Alice Cooper for the first half of the Constrictor tour, and then they did a co-headline tour with Overkill. They did some shows with Motorhead. They also hopped on for a handful of shows with King Diamond, and then they were kind of like on a festival circuit with Exodus and Metal Church. So, but I thought it was interesting to hear that Alice Cooper was their first arena run as Megadeth. So that was pretty interesting.
And I think go ahead, Nick.
Oh, and on the movie soundtrack for Shocker, Dave Mustaine Megadeth
That's later,
covered.
Though. That's later.
Yeah.
No more Mr.
Much later.
Yeah.
How much later is that?
That was like 89.
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was Dave Mustaine wearing his Tony Iommi jacket.
Yes, that is where that Cooper tour is where Dave and Cooper bond. And Cooper's like, I see a lot of myself in you. You should give your heart over to Jesus and you should stop doing drugs and alcohol. And eventually he gets him, he becomes his sponsor. Dave moves to Arizona because of to get away from drugs, although you can get drugs wherever, especially Arizona, by the way. So
that's why he moved to Arizona?
To be closer to Cooper. Yep.
I'm pretty sure peyote comes from the desert.
Probably.
You can find your drugs in the desert.
So Peace Sells comes out the week after my birthday in 1986, in late September. And it does have the great Ed Repka artwork, who has done a bunch of other stuff with Megadeth and other people.
Might be their best cover.
Could be their best album cover, although I'm very partial to Rest in Peace.
Rest in Peace, I think.
I agree with that. But yeah.
Countdown is the best use of the album cover on the staging, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, and it was very well received by the critics when it came out, and it just has the misfortune of coming out 6 months after Master of Puppets and 3 months after Slayer do their best two records. But I do feel like this is like, okay, all the promise that was on Killing Is My Business, you hear it on here fulfilled mostly.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of songs on here that in my broken memory I thought were on Killing Is My Business.
Okay, that's okay. Shall we do the track by track?
Let's
or is there
kick
anything
it.
else? All right,
Carry on, my wayward son.
there we go.
Yo, VIP.
The album opens up with "Wake Up Dead," which has the lyrics describing a man who's been cheating on his wife or girlfriend sneaking into the house. I feel like this is the first song about Diana. This is the first thrash metal song about what Fred Durst would later call that he said, she said bullshit.
Nookie?
Not, well, everything else that comes beside the nookie. So he was in love with another girl, but like she was mad he was cheating on her. So anyway, and maybe thought she was going to kill him because he was paranoid from drugs. Wake Up Dead's a kick-ass song. It's got that little Scooby-Doo beginning with the drums and the bass. Got a basic heavy metal riff style, but I think actually there's like a middle riff in Wake Up Dead that would be the main riff for anybody else's band. It really, better produced immediately, better vocals by Dave to an extent. Pretty fucking interesting. And the Wake Up Dead chant at the end is a crowd pleaser. Nick, what are your thoughts?
I agree with a lot of what you said. Dave Mustaine, this might be my favorite vocal performance of him that I can readily recall. Because it's so strong, it's so powerful. It's not the chaos of the previous record. The thing about thrash metal is it can't be chaotic. I have a bootleg from one of Cliff Burton's last shows in London. It's missing just the opening track. And John Marshall from Metal Church is playing rhythm guitar on this one. And the album is so chaotic. It just sounds like ass. And I listen to it once every 18 months. That's kind of how I took Killing Is My Business was. It was too chaotic. Thrash is supposed to be surgical precision power. And here we go. We got that. I didn't get the lyrics because this one is a little bit of a blind spot for me. But I recognize that it's a much better offering than almost anything he did off the previous record. The title track notwithstanding. Done. Done.
I actually think that this is arguably one of their better songs. Like I mean, as far as me being a Megadeth fan, I mean, I put this in top 10. It's an incredible album opener, and it actually served as a show opener on the Rust in Peace tour, which kind of solidified its power. This song in general, and we can go into it with the rest of the album, this is the song that sounds like somebody who's pissed that they got kicked out of Metallica. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this is where this should have been Killing Is My Business, in my opinion. But fantastic song, incredible opener, banger.
I think we're seeing that focus that we wanted, I think we're seeing the focus that we didn't have. And, I appreciate that they stepped it up. And it sounds like a much better produced album. You hear the bass, you hear the drums. and I will talk about bass and drums in a second. The second track is The Conjuring, which Dave would not play live for many years because of its satanic rites ceremony description. It's not actually a satanic ceremony like people thought. Conjuring is like that Dave Mustaine sarcastic voice that comes in like really heavy now. Dave would, because of his once again born again, reborn again to Christianity in 2001, he went 17 years between performing the song live, finally playing it again June 12th, 2018, when they played The Conjuring live in Czech Republic. The Conjuring kicks ass. I think it's a pretty fucking great song.
They use the phrase Czechia now.
Sorry.
Czechia. I don't know if it's different, but another great song, another very focused song. And that's the thing, is this doesn't sound like some dude strung out, going to a studio, trying to bang it out so he can go score. That's the biggest difference. Done.
Again, back to back. I mean, banger town. Like this is the anger, this is the frustration. This is like a guy who's like pissed and he grabbed his guitar and he just took it all out on the guitar. And Nick was talking earlier about that precision and like that not sloppiness. I always felt that starting here is where Dave found himself. I feel like found what he was trying to do instead of trying to rush something out on the heels of Metallica. This sounds like it's taken its time, and this song is so spot on. Like, love it. Back to back bangers right now.
Right on. And I think you're really getting a flavor of the breadth of talent that Megadeth has. There's absolute like speed metal riffing that I would put on par with Battery and Damage Inc. and Angel of Death.
Better
like,
than.
Super fast. I don't know about better than, but like on
Based
par.
on the riffs, yeah, better than.
Well, I'm not sure, but okay. The third track is maybe the most popular Megadeth song there is. Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? The title track. Was really Dave's first shot at political lyrics. There will be many more in the future. And again, he loves a listicle because he loves Pink Floyd and he loves Roger Waters, not his hero, but because he loves Gilmour, the guitarist. But, and of course, most people know that, that opening is the MTV News bumper theme that was somehow edited. Mustaine claims they never received royalties.
Oh, no!
Mustaine claims that he wrote that part. I interviewed Junior Dave, formerly of Megadeth, David Ellefson. He says he wrote that part, and then Dave took that part for the end part. I was like, it's him and Gar. I interviewed David Ellefson the day MTV News shut down, and we talked, and he had no idea, and he had no idea. Like he was like, yeah, I never really thought about it. Like my bass playing. Your bass playing is in every household in the world, even if they're not metalheads. Everybody knows. You hear it, which is like the little feedback at the end of the song. First, like everyone knows that's Megadeth. Gar Samuel's bass drum and Ellefson's bass. And by the way, fun anecdote, besides that I'm going to tell you how much this song rules. David Ellefson's bass style, I don't have a pick handy, I don't think. But what he does is... and why his bass sounds so unique and special to anybody else is that what he does, see if I have a pick handy. I don't think so. Shall I explain this Megadeth thing with a Metallica bass pick?
Here you go. You can have mine.
Cool. That's not going to help
All
me.
mine are like, hang on, I might have one in the drawer.
So here's the pick.
Okay, missed opportunity right here, Keith, is that I could have done
just
this,
take it,
and then
like,
you could have been
right
like,
from you.
yes.
And here I got it. Like, actually, this is a Metallica Hardwired tour bass pick, guitar pick. But anyway, so most people hold a pick like so. Most bassists do up, down, up, down, up, down. Punk rock and metal and thrash metal, down, 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 down picking. What Ellefson does is he holds the pick so his thumbnail strikes at the exact same period of time as the bass pick head, which he learned from Chris Squire of Yes, which is why his bass sounds especially always punchy, and that is the bass sound that I consider the Megadeth bass sound. Not
The pinch, that's like pinch harmonic
it's
style.
not quite a pinch harmonic, but it just gives the bass a little more pluck, honestly. People who play bass with like very low action
Yeah.
can get that, like, obviously, like almost the bass where it almost sounds like a rhythm guitar. Like Newstead also could do this, or Eric Forrest, formerly of Voivod. So anyway,
He also plays closer to the bridge, which
yeah,
has a higher
yeah, a little
tone
bit
to
high,
it.
yeah. So it just helps cut through the guitars.
And if
He
you
is
listen
very
to
smart.
Roundabout, it's like you'll notice that there's a very similar tone and
Lucky,
style to P
yeah. So,
cells. Yeah.
so you're
Yeah.
really hearing that bass pound through in a way that, except for Cliff, you really didn't hear on the early thrash metal stuff. But Peace Cells is genius to me. Great song, great guitar solo, great song to end or begin a set list with. Great lyrics, and about as good as Mustaine can do vocally. Nick.
There's absolutely nothing I can add to that. You have nailed it perfectly. This is not just a great Megadeth song, it is a classic metal song, and it is a top 10 thrash song. Don.
I go 3 on this one. It's incredible. It's iconic. Like it the minute you hear it, and I mean, it is kind of
And
ironic
you
that
can't say that for very much thrash.
no,
Let's be
you can't.
realistic.
I mean, like, and it is, like I said, it's iconic, but it is also kind of entertaining to see that it's politically almost opposite of where Dave Mustaine lies right now in his life. Not a whole lot, but this was a little more angry, a little more anti-establishment. But I mean, you can't say anything more about the song other than it's amazing.
Fair enough. The side one closes out with the song Devil's Island, which I swear the first time I heard it, he said Devil's Eyelid. And I didn't know why he's singing about the devil's eyelid, but maybe I was missing it because I wasn't high or drunk enough to understand.
It was a windy day, and there was ash in the air.
Devil's Island is actually a story about an actual French penal colony off of the coast of French Guyana.
Was it called the Devil's Island?
It is called the Devil's Island.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's kind of a Count of Monte Cristo type of story where he escapes. Man in the Iron Mask, he escapes imprisonment and gets revenge on people, right?
This is one of the songs that I thought was on Killing Is My Business.
Sure.
Because it has that naivety and that power. But no, it's on Peace Sells, Who's Buying? Another great song, and this is a great way to close out the record. This is a dynamic song, and we haven't had a whole lot of dynamic songs so far from Megadeth in their career, which spans 3 sides now. Done.
It is hard for anybody to have a 5-minute epic. Like, that song has so many changes that in a lot of ways this would have been a perfect album closer because it is so broad and it covers so much ground, but it's done. And basically, we've talked about this before. It's like a 9-minute song done in 5 minutes. Like, how many times have we heard songs that were like, why is this song like 4 minutes longer than it needed to be? It's like Mustaine nailed it. Created an epic song in 5 minutes.
Megadeth's sweet spot is about 4 minutes 30.
It's an incredible song.
Keefy.
Flip the record.
Flip it.
And we get the very lengthy 1 track, but really is 2 songs. Good Morning, Black Friday. Good Morning is again, another Last Rites, right? Nailed to the cross, like a little classical music guitar thing. And then Black Friday is about a homicidal madman who goes on a killing spree or a serial killer. Pretty killer song. It's a little long, but it's actually pretty killer it doesn't feel too long.
I absolutely don't need these like classical intros. I don't feel like they add anything to these songs. These songs are raw, rough, and fast, and that's what I like about them. Adding it's one thing if you're adding dynamics and softness through the instruments you're playing. It's entirely something different when you roughen things around. Other than that, kick off the first 90 seconds, and we got a pretty damn good track done.
Normally, I would kind of side, I would feel like Keith did, where I would be like, why is this so long? But I think because it is kind of a suite of sorts that it works. Like, it all works together. And also, let's remember too that this is the age of the classical Introduction. We heard it on
Yeah,
we
that's
heard it
true.
on Battery. We heard Iron Maiden did it. We're hearing it here. Yeah, I mean a lot. I mean even Suicidal did it on was it Lights Camera Revolution when they did You Can't Bring Me Down, even though it's a little later. But this kind of became a staple of metal for a while, where you had this kind of, it was almost like they were like, yeah, we can be loud and fast, but look, we can be classy and stylistic and show what we can do leading into it. So I love this. It works. Banger.
Right. We also mentioned in the albums of the year segment that there are like 7 or 8 Guitar Hero albums that year too. So like it just goes in line with what everybody else is doing. Dave is just trying to show that him and Poland, I'm sure they were voted like best guitar duo somewhere by then. The next
In
track is
Czechia.
maybe the next track is the previously discussed Bad Omen, which was played on tour for 2 years before it ever came out, and is another song like The Conjuring about occultism and Satan. We are aware about the subjects we write about, witchcraft, satanic sacrifices, but we are not condoning them, he said. People trying to have like 2 campers that stumble into a satanic orgy, and
Is there any other kind?
I don't know.
Did somebody say satanic orgy?
It was probably Twin Temple. Nick, thoughts on Bad Omen, which to me is a pretty good Motorheady heavy metal.
It's not a bad song at all. There's nothing bad on this record, which is different from the first one. However, what we do have is a lot of Dave Mustaine finding his voice and not really knowing what to write about. We are just 6 weeks removed from the Mechanics, and we are only 2 to 3 years removed from the version of Jump in the Fire, which is about pulling your pants off and banging your girlfriend. So there's still a little bit of that 40-year-old virgin Dave that we haven't exercised quite yet.
That got weird real
funny.
fast.
Which is funny because he was probably
Big
outside
bag
of
of sand.
Lars. Outside of Lars, he was probably actually the first one of any
Touch a
of those.
boob.
Like anybody, Exodus, Slayer, none of these guys are getting near a woman before Dave did, for sure.
No, Jeff Hanneman did.
He sold drugs. Like Dave was a part, like he was a magnet, chick
Oh,
magnet. He had the drugs.
let's not go down that road.
He did karate.
Oh
He had the party favors, man.
my lord!
So Bad Omen.
Did he know kung fu?
There's no Soft Underbelly on this record because
No, there's
I
not.
don't love this next song. Another Megadeth cover. I Ain't Superstitious, probably made mostly famous by Rod Stewart and the Faces. It's heard prominently in Casino, in the scene with the fraudsters, the scammer guys in the casino. Originally written by the great Willie Dixon, who Led Zeppelin stole many of his finest songs.
Many things.
And also originally recorded by Howlin' Wolf, which is probably...
Covered, also Willie Dixon, covered by the Doors quite a bit.
Yes.
So, Ain't Superstitious Megadeth versions, kind of like an attempt at thrash metal.
Remember when you said there was no soft underbelly?
Maybe it's this.
It's this.
Oh, well, it doesn't kill the record for me, but like I don't need this. It's good, but I don't need it. I don't think they ever played it live. Why is this all, like these boots? At least I can understand.
Really?
Well, I mean, I
Because
think
these
like,
boots had
I can understand what both of them are. Oh, look, we're going to do this classic song that everybody loves.
Well,
we're going to mega jet it up.
I think
I don't need that.
The Conjuring, Good Morning Black Friday, and Bad Omen all have the same lyrical vibe as Ain't Superstitious, right? But
Right.
just not executed. I don't know. I just don't like the cover. I don't know. It's not my
I don't
favorite.
like it either. I don't like this cover. I didn't like the last cover.
I got the death sentence on 12 systems. I'll be careful. You'll be dead.
You'll be dead. This little one's not worth the effort. Now let me.
Did you ever
Okay,
see
Bill.
Did you ever
Okay,
see
Dad.
the robot chicken answer to that, where the guy's like going, "What are you talking about?" It's like just go with it.
right. He's like, dude, we're at a convention for fucking Fluberger.
Architects. We're
And that
architects.
dude, we're architects. That guy gets his arms cut off twice. Why? Why did this happen to me? Keep your mouth shut. They didn't stab you.
All righty, let's wrap this up with my last words. Oh, I'm sorry, Don.
Don, you just skip Don.
I ain't superstitious. You know what? Like I could do without it, but I do have to say that with it's sandwiched between some incredibly dark shit. So it kind of was like I don't know, it's kind of like a way to soften it up. I think they waited too long into the album to put it though. Like it should have been like, if they were going to include it, put it in the middle.
If you're going to include this, it should be the opener.
No.
No,
Yes,
no, it should have
opener.
been like
No
it should have been
cover
like
ever as the
fourth
opener.
song.
This album was super important for them. I think
Nutbush City Limits is the first track on Black Diamond Heavies, A Touch of Someone Else's Class, and
Black
it's
Diamond
tremendous.
Heavies is not Megadeth, bro. Like, don't even.
No,
Why are you bringing
seriously.
that up? Jesus. Anyway, like the reason these boots is the closer of side one of the debut album is because that record's not that good.
Yeah,
It's just
Also
all right.
true.
This record is really great, and this song
Is
not
Killing
needed.
Is My Business all right? Does it rise to that level?
No, but
No,
like that
Okay.
cover is
Okay.
better than that cover is better than this cover. That's my point.
Yeah, that cover is better than this cover.
All right, enough. Enough of that. My Last Words is the last song on the record, pure speed metal, supposedly Lars Ulrich's favorite Megadeth song. And it's super thrashy, great guitar solos, great stuff.
What's Lars know about thrash metal?
Nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
you know what?
Nick.
I set it up and you knocked it down. Great way to end the record. And this has been a truly much better, much more focused album. It's amazing how quickly he went from Giant Clusterfuck to this. The fact that that Capitol allowed him to record a second album, he should be very thankful, because that first album was not precise enough to be crossover thrash. And then this album is pure thrash classic gold. Done.
Probably one of the best metal closers I can think of. Like this is a good example of like when a song closes out a record and you're like, it's already done. Do you know what I mean? Like there's some albums that like it had like happened with Master of Puppets. What was it? Was Damage Incorporated the last song on that one?
Yes,
Like,
it was.
yeah, when you hear a song like that and the album cuts off, you're like, wait, like one more, sir, please, one more. Like it's just, I don't know. It's such a perfect, but it also solidifies that I Ain't Superstitious should not be a thing on this album. B-side maybe for like kitsch factor.
Well, and the thing is this album is long enough, unlike the previous, where you don't need an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it would have only been 7 songs, and I feel like that.
The other one was 7, wasn't it? Or am I dreaming that?
Well, I don't remember that.
Well,
album.
then what you do is you make Good Morning and Black Friday 2 tracks. Boom, 8 songs.
Yeah, I could see you do that. Yeah.
Nailed it. Let's anything else we need to say on this
36-12 with all 8 songs be like 32 and change if they took out 8 Superstitious, which is painfully short, thankfully.
It's 4 minutes. Wait, no, it isn't. I'm sorry. It's 2:45. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. So yeah, we'd still be at 33 minutes. That's a reasonable for a thrash record.
So band goes on tour, like Don mentioned. They open for Cooper in an arena, which is a fateful meeting. And at the end of like a year and a half of touring, Gar and Poland are fired because they're worse on drugs than David and Dave. So, fuck.
How sad is that, dude? That's
I
fucked,
shudder
man.
to think what that means. That's a scary thing.
Good band, shudder to think. Good band.
But how ironic is that? Because Dave got kicked out of Metallica for being too much of a drunk, and then those guys got kicked out of Megadeth for being too fucking drug addicts.
You know what? Opposites attract. I'm just kidding. Likes attract. I don't know something.
And I think Dave's best friend, who is on the current, we were talking about this, Dave's best friend, who is on the current new Megadeth record with credits, him and his daughter, Casey McMacken, has backing vocals on Good Morning Black Friday and My Last Words.
Oh, I did not even know that.
Yeah, so, it's a pretty great record. It has the misfortune of coming out at the same time as 2 other greatest of all time albums, but this is a pretty incredible record. It's too bad this isn't the debut. Maybe if David went back to the drawing board, maybe if they had an independent producer, maybe if they worked harder. Imagine that they went on tour and then like 3 of the songs are, I Ain't Superstitious, These Boots and Mechanics. Like, oh my God.
So bad.
just yeah. But they were still playing "Killing Is My Business," "Rattlehead,"
Mhm.
you know, some of those songs into
Which was the tour opener, actually, was Rattlehead.
Not on this bonus disc that is live, but they had an intro and then "Wake Up Dead,"
So
then "Rattlehead."
were they using the Jello Biafra? Do you know what I'm talking about? Is Jello Biafra over the Black Sabbath?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
But anyway, I think it's a great album. I think having Randy Burns and Paul Lanny are a step up. Still Dave producing the album, but like this at least sounds like a great metal album. Great drums by Gar. Gar is on point with like on at pace with Lombardo and you know Gene Hoglan of Dark Angel and Lars for the bit of time that he was in the Greatest of Great Names and Charlie Benante. Really great album. Just a really great album. Still one of Megadeth's best albums. Maybe arguably their top 3 Megadeth album for them still. And I think it's fantastic. And too bad that Gar and Poland are jettisoned after.
I'm sure the next record is much better, though.
Well,
I don't know. We'll see about that. But
the songwriting is better. I don't know about the record being better.
yeah. I and I don't know if you guys agree, but this is a good example of an album that's total opposite of what we talked. Like, this is better than I remembered it. Like,
Yeah, completely.
It just, like, this is the first time in a long time I've listened to it straight through, and like immediately I'm like, I've got to get this on vinyl. Yeah, because I had it when I was younger. I don't have it anymore. But like, this album is so much better than I remembered it, and so it was fun. It was a fun listen, and like it made me want to go. I don't know. It's almost like it made me a Megadeth fan again, even though I've always been,
Nice. Well, I think you
incredible
said you
record.
haven't always been like you go back and forth with them. I have P Cells, the 28 remaster. It's back home in storage on the East Coast, which I will eventually have all my records here in one place. But I love this record. I love this record. I love the next record. It's just terrible sounding. Spoiler alert. And with that, Don, do you want to take us home? I have nothing else to add. And next week's A Chaser, we're going to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Shame.
I'm going to talk about the Shammies. Grammys.
The
We did that
Shammies,
already.
the Shammy Awards.
Like the Shammies don't understand rock or metal because Turnstile is barely a hardcore band that plays alternative rock, and they got the metal Grammy.
I don't know what any of that means. Don, take us home.
You've been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast with my beautiful co-hosts. This podcast does not play in Peoria, but you know who does? Jeff Pilson does, and Nick has no idea who I am.
Wait, how the fuck did he get a bass that matches his leather jeans?
I have no fucking clue.
That is spectacular.
But when I found this picture, I was like, this is the Jeff Pilson puppet. So look out for Jeff Pilson.
Was he the bass
in
player on
Peoria.
Seventh Star?
I wish. I think it was
Stop
Glenn.
No, it was not Glenn. It was not Glenn.
No, it's Dan Spitz's brother.
Oh,
Dave the Animal.
Dave the Animal.
Dave the
Spitz.
I
Animal.
thought it was
Spitz,
the
which
Beast.
no
I
one
thought it was
calls
the
him.
Beast
Whatever
Spitz.
no one calls him whatever the fuck that is.
Dave the Beast Spitz. You're right. It was.
Good Lord. See you next
Gentlemen,
All right. See everybody next
listeners,
week.
like, subscribe, punch us in the butt. Don't donkey punch us like Keefy thinks, because that's not a donkey punch.
No, and we will see you in Peoria along with Blue Lou.
I will be going through Peoria on the choo-choo trains.
Great.